Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho, here bringing you some more Hearthstone, and today I'm just going to give you a quick little video. It's just a couple of tips, but basically somebody posted a comment. It was Mr. Genieboy121. Can you try to make a guide / instruction of how to get gold / dust easier? Because I'm stuck in a position to where I think he just meant where I can't get cards because I have no gold. I don't have gold because I don't have good cards to win, and it's a cycle of suck. Help! Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you all of the information that I have in my head that I would have typed up into a comment, and hopefully that will help out. So first, number one, easiest way to get gold, check your quest log. I don't have any quests because I completed all mine today, but anytime you have a quest that is 40 or for 40 gold, you should exit and get a new one. You can change your quest once a day, and the reason behind that is because 40 is the lowest you can get, and if you can get a 60 quest, then you have to play a couple extra games, but that's okay because you get extra gold, so you get 20 extra gold for doing it, and every once in a while you can get dominance, which is just the 100 gold quest, which is just win 7 games. So that's obviously the best. So basically, my first little hint: click the X. Your X is your friend, and if it's 60, never exit. Always play the games, even if you don't like playing with that hero. Try and do an arena run with them, and if not, do some play mode. So grinding daily quests is the easiest way to get gold. Anybody at any level can do it. If worse comes to worse and you just can't win, you can complete them in practice. I'm pretty sure. Almost positive that you can complete them in practice, not confirmed. But anyway, you should be able to get your wins fairly easily, I think. And I mean, sure, it might take a little while, but you know, I mean, the worst way to try and grind for gold is to jump into play mode, do some ranked, especially if you get to the lower ranks and your opponents have better decks than you. But here, so you guys know, if you win in a play mode game, then we're doing a little math exercise here. If you win a play mode game, then you get progress, like a little crowns, towards a 10 gold reward. So when you win 3 games, you get 10 gold, and we're just gonna see how long it'll take to grind to get an arena. So let's say you have a 50% win rate, and each game takes 5 minutes, which is definitely pushing it. It's more likely that each game takes 10 minutes, but we're gonna go 5 minutes just for argument's sake. So you win 50% of your games, and it's 5 minutes per game. So that means that in 6 games, you are going to get 10 gold. So 6 games should take you about 30 minutes, half an hour, for 10 gold. So then for 20 gold, you need an entire hour. And then to get 150 gold, or 160 gold would be 8 times that, so 8 hours. So, okay, so it'll take at least 7.5 hours if you have a 50% win rate to grind to get enough gold to enter 1 arena. So that's 7.5 hours of play. I don't think that's exactly where you want to be. So definitely don't try and just rely on that. Only rely on that to get your last 10, maybe 20 gold to enter an arena, and that's really where you have to make your gold if you want to build a collection. I mean, all right, I'll just show you mine for instance, because I actually haven't done my collection management perfectly, but I've been playing since like November, and I have a fair amount of cards. So if you go to legendary, I only have one. Not all classes legendary, but that's just because I only craft all classes legendaries pretty much. But anyway, I mean, I have most of the legendaries you want, and I've only opened a couple of them. I opened Tinkmaster and Alexstrasza and Black Knight. I opened those 3. All the others I actually crafted, and basically, or I mean, I didn't craft Mukla or Stormrage, but because you don't need those. And I also have a lot of epics and stuff, and basically I have a pretty big collection, and I've done so because I've had success in the arena, and that's really what it comes down to. The best ways to get good in the arena is first pick orders. So if you follow pick orders or you listen to commentators or streamers, if you see them play games, then you'll pick up what good cards are. I mean, if I ask somebody what's the best 4 mana all classes card, then almost everybody is going to be able to say Chillwind Yeti. And why? Because it's been beaten into you that Chillwind Yeti is such a powerful card. It's only a little bit better than most of the other cards, but it's just so much more consistent and so hard to beat that it's become a very good card. But basically my suggestion is to watch other people play the game, see what cards they pick over what, and the best way to actually gain as much value as possible is before your opponent makes a decision, or not your opponent, before the streamer you're watching makes a decision, think in your head what you would do. And then if they do the same thing, then you're good. You're good. Obviously your instincts were right. If they do something else, think why. Is it just because of preference thing? Very rarely. Most of the time it's going to be because the person you're watching thinks that one card is better than the other. I try to explain all my picks just for this reason, so that if you were initially thinking I should have taken a different card, then when I do decide to take a card, hopefully I will have convinced you with my reasoning. And if not, and if you still think I'm wrong, then that's fine, because I'm not the greatest Hearthstone player out there. I think I'm all right, and I'm pretty good at expressing why I think cards are better than others, but I've been wrong before and I'll be wrong again. But anyway, so basically my 2 tips so far are: quest log, always destroy 40 gold quests, and number 2 is get better in the arena, practice, stuff like that. And then my final tip for building a better collection is going to be collection management skills. So I screwed up. At the beginning, I basically just was disenchanting cards so that I could build cards that I wanted. So there is no Alakir, the Windlord, in here, because I thought that I would never need Alakir, and I was wrong. It was a huge mistake for me to disenchant him. You only get 400 dust, where it costs 1600 to make them. So it's almost never worth it to disenchant your legends unless they're really, really bad. But even when they are, I mean, when I first saw Nat Pagal, I thought that this card was just completely terrible, and I would never ever play it. I mean, it's a 0/4, and it has a chance to do nothing for so long. But it turns out that it's just a very consistent draw spell, and while some games it screws you and some games it helps you, overall it manages to just be a really, really important card, and basically you need it in any mid-range or control deck that you're trying to play. So that's just a very good point, is don't disenchant cards pretty much ever. The only time you want to disenchant is when you have extra cards you can mass disenchant. I don't have any right now, but when you have extra cards, you can disenchant them. One other thing that I recommend, but it's really a preference thing, disenchant all your gold cards. It's just so rare. Like, do you care more about being able to use the cards that you have and make them look pretty, or do you care more about playing cards that you would otherwise not have been able to play? And it ends up coming down most of the time to the fact that, at least for me, I don't really care what the cards look like. I care more about what they do. So I definitely prefer to just disenchant all my gold cards, and that's how I play. I don't have any gold cards in my collection outside of the ones that you get for leveling up classes, like Heroic Strike, the basic set cards. No expert set gold cards, I think, except maybe I have a golden Perdition's Blade. No, I guess I sold it, but I only had one Perdition's Blade and I had the golden one, so I kept the golden one. But basically, as long as you have 2 of a card, just disenchant the gold one. So to sum up so far, what I've said is don't disenchant legendaries or epics. You can disenchant rares, I guess. I don't know. They're not that expensive to recreate if you really, really need to. And then another thing that I'm going to recommend is, if you can avoid it, don't create rares, because you will end up opening the rare. I have almost all of the rares in the game. I mean, I guess it depends on how long you play. Like, if you want to build a deck and you need a rare, build it. So yeah, I mean, I'm missing a Perdition's Blade. Looks like I'm missing an entire rare from this color. I don't even know what it is. But yeah, I mean, I have probably like 95% of the rares in the game, and it's not because I'm crafting them, it's just because you randomly open them, and a lot of the times you're just going to end up with extra rares, and almost every pack that I do, I just have to mass disenchant all the cards these days. So yeah, I was probably missing like, what, 6 cards out of the I don't know, 45, something like that. So maybe 5 cards, I don't know. But basically what I'm trying to say is that most of the time it's not going to be worth it to just to enchant your rares, to create rares, because you're going to open them at some point anyway. But at the same time, you have to balance it out. Like, if you're really trying to play a specific deck and it needs cards, like, for instance, if you're trying to play Warrior, you're going to need Frothing Berserker most of the time, unless if you're trying to build a combo deck around Frothing Berserker, you're going to need to toss a Frothing Berserker in there, is what I'm trying to say. And sometimes it's worth it, and yeah, but basically you're going to end up opening the rares on their own, so every time you create them, it just makes it a little bit harder to get to an epic or a legend. If you ever need an epic or a legend for a deck, you should create it, because it's not that likely that you're going to be able to open them on your own. I got lucky and opened a Mountain Giant the other day. This is not rare. Let's go to epic. Yeah, I got pretty lucky and opened a Mountain Giant the other day. It was a golden one, but obviously I'm not going to disenchant it just to enchant a new one, because I wanted to play this this Warlock deck that needs two of each giant. And yeah, I created the Molten Giants a while ago when I was playing the Warrior one-turn kill deck, because that was really fun, but then it turned out that I couldn't. One card that I actually do need right now is Blood Knight, because I see a ton of people playing the Warlock aggro deck, and they play 2 Argent Squire, 2 Scarlet Crusader. If you can ever steal a Divine Shield from something and get a 6/6 out of it, it's so hard to lose those games, because you just get so much advantage out of them. I mean, I need another Shield Slam, I need another preparation for the Spell Power deck, so I'm missing some epics here and there, but to be honest, my collection is good enough now where I can play most decks, and the ones that I can't play, I don't need to. I have other options, and I'm okay with it. So, summary of the entire video. Probably should have put this at the beginning and then just outlined it, but I guess I didn't really know exactly where I was going. But there's 4 major points. Number 1, quests. Get rid of the 40 quests. Number 2, play mode. It's going to take forever to grind in play mode in ranked or casual. Number 3, the arena. Watch other people try and get better at the arena. And number 4, don't enchant rares, and don't disenchant cards that you might eventually want, because you're just going to end up regretting it. And now I can't play the Shaman control deck as best I would be able to without enchanting a Alakir, and to be honest, he is one of the last on the list that I want to play, or that I need to enchant, because I still have a whole bunch of class-specific and all-classes legends that I would love to create. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope it was helpful. Hope you enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Bye.